That's what I like to see. Ros is smiling, guys. We're good to go, man.
Yeah, you better. Yeah, you better.
Angel, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do this.
Woo!
What's up, everyone? Welcome in for the first episode of Court Vision, presented by Planet Fitness. I'm Ros Goldon-Woode. I'm a hooper turned broadcaster, and you?
Angel McCautry, Olympic gold medalist, WNBA player, 5-time All-Star.
Yes, two-time Olympic gold medalist.
Two-time.
Sometimes I have to brag for her. First of all, welcome home, y'all. Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Oh, yeah.
This is your home, your weekly home for women's hoops. I come here taking pride in informing you. We want to entertain you. We want this to be a place that you feel is trustworthy, and all are welcome. This is a safe space for all of it. The key keys, the analysis, the breakdowns, the constructive feedback, criticisms, and uplifting and pushing forward the game of women's basketball.
Absolutely. So, guys, we want you to kick it with us. We want you to let us know how you like our takes. Like, comment, and subscribe. We're going to be in the comments with you, right, Ros?
Absolutely. We love the comment section.
Oh, yeah.
It can get crazy in there. Okay, so the show is called Court Vision. So we started off with our vision boards because we are vision board girlies. I made a vision board to start the new year.
Absolutely. That's how you got to start, man. Vision board. That's good.
I had drinking more water on mine, and I am doing that.
I love it.
Yes, I love that. I love that for us. But the first ever vision board for Court Vision, what we're talking about in today's show, we're starting off with the three letters that are keeping us up at night.
Oof.
CBA. I have a feeling those letters are keeping a lot of people up at night around the league and all fans of the WNBA. Deadlines are being set. New news is trickling in. We are going to break all of that down. Then we'll dive into Unrivaled.
Yeah.
Playoffs, baby, we right here. Playoffs start February 28th. And as you see here, we got Ros's Roses. So we'll debut that segment. I love to give out some love, and we'll be giving out flowers from this Unrivaled season. And then college hoops.
Ooh.
It's conference tournament time. It's getting into that
March Madness, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That March magic, that magical part of the year. And the top teams, we'll take a quick look this week. We'll do deeper dives later, but top teams are dominating and playing stronger together. All right, let's start off, Angel.
All right, let's get into it, man.
WNBA CBA negotiations. We are less than 3 months away from the alleged May 8th start of the WNBA season and tip-off, and there's still no new deal. But there is new information, and one thing we love is the tea.
The tea.
No, but for real, though, the newest news is actually really eye-opening. We recently found out that in 2025, the WNBA generated enough revenue to trigger revenue sharing with its players. This is the first time that's ever happened. There hasn't been enough money made or revenue made in order for them to have a revenue sharing model even triggered. And this is the first time that's happened. $8 million was given to 13 teams to disperse amongst its players, so the 13 teams that played last season. And this is a great quote from Brianna Turner, who's a WNBPA treasurer. She told ESPN, "This shows our value and how what we're fighting for makes sense and how we should keep fighting." And I think so that's absolutely spot on. This is a really large indicator that, for some of the propaganda that the players were being greedy and they were trying to take from a pot that wasn't there. This is very real news that the league and its financials are trending up. So far, what we've heard from the league, you'd have to take their word for it, right? Like that there isn't money made because the league has never shown their financial books. They have not shown the evidence of claims like that. And obviously, when you're in a CBA negotiation, information is really important, Angel. And so when you don't have like the financials to actually look at and you're being given damning information without any evidence and you just have to take it as what it is, it can create distrust because of a lack of transparency. And Angel, you as a player in the WNBA and having played all these years, like how much of an issue has that lack of transparency been for you?
It's been a big issue. First of all, the players have been standing their ground and the players have been right this whole time. In order for the WNBA to save this league right now, you have to open the books. Let me repeat, open the books. What's the big deal? Guess what? You open the books and we're wrong. Okay, you know what? Sorry, WNBA, we were wrong. We'll take it back. We'll shut our mouths. We'll go play. We'll do everything you ask. So why not open the books?
The league called the recent proposal unrealistic, and it could lead to hundreds of millions of dollars of losses for our teams. But again, we're finding out that a lot of things are trending up. So it's not, the stories don't all line up and make sense. Like, we're constantly getting new information about attendance records being set around WNBA, team expansion fees. Geez Louise. Billionaires are fighting for a chance to bring a WNBA team to their cities for $250 million price tags, $300 million price tags. This is real money coming in. Plus, I didn't even mention marketing and sponsorship coming in. Here's where we come back to the pie. Is it gross or is it net revenue? What we're seeing is that there's an issue in agreement, not only on the slice of pie, but what the pie even is. Like, are y'all having apple pie or are y'all having pumpkin pie? Because these are two completely different pies.
Yeah.
The pie the players are talking about is gross revenue, which is the total money a business makes. They want 27 to 30% of that. And the players have been in negotiations willing to come down on that percentage. Now, the league is standing firm on net revenue, which is money after expenses like charter planes, arenas, hotels, security, operating costs. So that number is much smaller. That pie is much smaller to even take a slice out of. And they're standing firm on that 70% of net revenue. You know, something else that's looking funny in the light too, other major professional leagues, NFL, NBA, NHL.
Let's go through it.
Like, all of them are using that gross model. So they're starting from a much bigger pie and giving up much bigger slices of that pie than the WNBA is. I will point out this caveat though, the WNBA's ownership structure is very complicated. There's a lot more, hands and groups looking for their slice of food here from all of the upward trend. So it is something interesting to navigate because there's NBA teams who own the league, there's WNBA who owns the league, team owners, and then there's a special interest group, which also includes some of those owners from that other two groups. First, more information that has come in these CBA negotiations is we've gotten a date. For a while there, we didn't know how long we could wait. I mean, it's already the end of February. Season's supposed to start March.
It's free agency right now, guys.
It should have been. Like, we should have been talking about.
How many free agents are out there right now, Ros?
You know, Unrivaled last season was a hotbed for free agency. There was all of this like cool stories coming out about the players thinking about where to go. And also, this is one of the biggest free agencies ever in the history of over 100 free agents. When I discuss players, I don't say so-and-so player from the Seattle Storm because I have no idea what team they're going to be on next season. Like, most of these teams don't even know what their rosters are going to look like because there's so many free agents out there. And that's absolutely crazy given for a number of planning and logistical reasons. Forget the players, just for being able to set up a successful season if you don't know who's on the teams. So, okay, March 10th has been floated now as this deadline to avoid delays on the season schedule. And the league has kind of put this date out there, March 10th, like, we've got to, have certain things signed and paperwork, the lawyers will figure that out, but that's the date. Otherwise, we're going to have to start to postpone, push back, alter dates and scheduling on the season as it's been laid out.
Ros, do you think that date is going to be met? I don't think so, but do you think it's going to be met?
Well, that's interesting because, again, floating that date on the players puts a lot of pressure on them now to have to potentially agree to a CBA that they're not completely comfortable with.
I don't think the players care about that. I mean, we just saw Breanna Stewart sign with Fenerbahce. To me, that is a sign right there that something is going on that we don't know about. But does this give other leagues a chance to step up? Because maybe I'm hearing that Unrivaled may go 5-on-5 in the summer.
I think it's really interesting, like, Unrivaled, Athletes Unlimited, Project B, like all these alternative leagues have created some momentum. There's options. Not for every single player, though. Like, even with Unrivaled and even with Athletes Unlimited, not every single WNBA player has a chance to play in those leagues. Those leagues account for 100-something players. There's more than that in the WNBA. So that's actually, speaking of gamesmanship, like, we got now this rush to get this done potentially by March 10th to not affect the season schedule. Mm-hmm. And that could now rush them. But the league also took 6 weeks during this process at one point to respond to one of the WNBPA's, the Player Association's proposals that they sent to them.
That's unrealistic.
Right. So if anybody has moved or showed evidence of them not moving with pace in this entire negotiation. It was the league who took 6 weeks of this very critical, off season to not respond. And I actually think they used the waiting game there as a part of gamesmanship to cause a rift between economic classes, because not every single player in the league can afford to miss the WNBA salary. The owners, that group, they're billionaires. They could sit out the money.
Right.
But there's players here who need their salary.
They need their salary
that aren't
for sure.
playing Unrivaled, that aren't playing Athletes Unlimited, that haven't had the chance through brand deals and marketing or NIL, who aren't the top 15 players in the league, who aren't millionaires, and need the money. And that starts to create rift and lack of unity in the association.
And that is so good, Ros. So last thing I'm going to say about that is, I know you guys don't want to release these books, but release Kathy Engelberg's salary. Like I said before, what does she make? Okay. What is she getting? We know at least she's making $3 million. Put it out there, because it's unrealistic that everybody's salary is out once again. But Kathy's is hidden. She's the only salary who's hidden. So release that.
Yeah, I completely understand where this is coming from. Like, again, player hat. How many years have you played in the league?
I mean, 12, 13 years. But like you said, girls are not making money.
I feel like what I'm hearing is like, you want to know like where the money is going, how much is coming
All the
in,
things.
transparency. And it's hard to have an in-faith negotiation when there's been so much, just a lack of transparency going both ways. Okay, last thing to talk about with the CBA as we wrap up this conversation. So it could be gamesmanship. There is a little bit of, chess being played on both sides. Look, this is a labor dispute. Everybody's playing chess. Players, we've seen all sorts of moves. We've seen public call-outs. We've seen, plays for the public opinion by a lot from the Players Association and the players. We're seeing a lot of tactics from the league. This is a really important moment in sports history. So this is to be expected. We're watching it play out in real time. This is heroic. I mean, it's significant.
Yeah.
But I will say that the timeline is important. Not for nothing, time is running out. The clock is ticking.
Guys, we got 2 months to the season. Let's go.
Here's all the things that have to get done. A free agency. There's over 100 free agents. We're talking about some of the biggest names in women's basketball, and we have no idea where they're going or who they're playing for. There's going to be 2 new teams.
Yes.
Which means there has to be an expansion draft. There's going to be a team in Toronto and a team in Portland. And even beyond the expansion draft, this is an important time to be building momentum in these communities where a new team is being brought to a city for, and invigorating them, not sucking the wind out of their sails.
There we go.
And then we've got to do a regular draft. How about we got March Madness coming up? Final Four is in April, and then where are them top players going? And then top players internationally. We got to draft the best rookies. So there's got to be a regular draft. Then there's got to be training camp. And guys, this is also a really special season. This is the 30th season of the WNBA.
It's the 30th year, man.
This should be a magnificent frolic, a commanding announcement of the W's 30th season and how amazing the momentum is. And instead, it's getting really mucky and it could get a little awkward. If we do have a season and it gets pushed back, now you're talking about arenas and dates and scheduling that changes, and possibly putting teams that aren't capable of filling out the top arenas, Barclays Center, what they're doing with the Fever, all these big arenas selling out, and you might have them in some, random college or whatever gym nearby because the dates are gone.
Yeah.
And then not to talk about families. Angel and I, people like to joke, millennials, we plan a trip to Africa in a week. Girl, what you doing Sunday? You want to go to Africa? But a lot of these WNBA fans are families.
They're families.
And families need time. They need months to plan their summer. They need months to plan their money. They're going there with 4 people. They got summer camp to go to. They got summer vacations. They need a schedule to commit to. And so there's a lot that could possibly diminish how special this 30th season could be.
Yeah.
Angel?
I just feel bad for the new franchises and all the brand sponsorships, and they're excited and they want to rile up the fans. This is a time now where they're in the office getting their free agents going, and they're doing brand and marketing stuff outside with the fans, and everything is just a hold up. So let's just hope that this gets going.
I hope that this is negotiated to the best outcome possible. And this is a historic moment in time, and we will have you covered as more information comes your way on Court Vision. Yeah, you better. Every athlete knows that there's no such thing as one kind of strength, just as there's no such thing as one kind of gym routine. And that's why we love Planet Fitness, because Planet Fitness is the home for every fitness journey. Whether you're just getting started or you're looking to level up, Planet Fitness has what you need. They've got best in-class equipment for a full workout, from strength training to cardio to stretching, and most importantly, a judgment-free environment to help you progress your unique fitness journey. Join today in club, online, or in the free PF app. Welcome to the club. Hours, amenities, and offers vary by club. Check out planetfitness.com or stop by your local club for more information. Must be 18 years old to enroll or 13 to 17 with parent guardian.
Ros, let's get into some Unrivaled. You have been everywhere, man. You've been at AU. You've been in Miami in the sun.
Yes.
You went to Philly?
Gosh. Unrivaled has taken us through all of the different temperature climates. I've been in the sun and enjoying the warmth of Miami at their home base there, but we also had a triumphant time taking the league on tour to Philly. Philly absolutely showed out.
Oh my God.
The snow was crazy. But yeah, I've been covering Unrivaled all season. I'm on the broadcast for them. I'm on the sidelines doing the interviews, and then I'm in studio breaking it down. You know, did the 101 competition.
Yep.
And so, girl,
all the things.
I got the tea on Unrivaled.
We got the tea. All right, so let's get into Unrivaled. I mean, February 28th, this weekend, is when the playoffs start. Only 6 teams can make it out of the 8 teams. So let's get into it. We have the Breeze, Ros, and Vinyl. Did I say that right? Vinyl?
I swear to God, I struggle with vinyl too.
Vinyl.
Because I don't think I was really familiar with vinyl. Records, which I'm surprised you're in music and you don't know that.
I should know that. So the Breeze, Ros, and Vinyl clinched the last 3 spots this weekend.
The drama of it all.
The drama. We already knew the Phantom, Mist, and the Laces are the 1, 2, and 3 spots.
Yep.
7 and 8 are out.
Yep. And don't forget, the top 2 seeds get a bye straight into Brooklyn. That's right. So
we going to Brooklyn?
Girl, we going. Unrivaled is all over the place. Philly was such a success, like record number attendance, number 21,000 sold out.
No way.
Made $2 million in revenue, speaking of revenue, in a one-day pop-up in merch and ticket sales and all the things and sponsorships. It was so good that they were like, we're gonna go somewhere again. And they went to Brooklyn. And Barclays Center is where the semifinals will be. So the final 4 teams will be there. There'll be 2 games in Brooklyn. And then the last remaining 2 teams will battle it out in the championship back in Miami.
Very nice
for the championship. And actually, I'm super excited for playoffs.
I smell something here. Let's get into Ros's Roses. I'm excited.
Oh, guys, if you know me, I'm always around some roses. I do love fresh flowers. And actually, in my home, that's part of my protecting my peace. I keep a lot of flowers around. And I just enjoy spreading sunshine, giving out love, giving out flowers. So we're gonna debut Roz's Roses. Can you help me with the bit?
Let's do that.
Debut Roz's Roses on Court Vision.
They smell so good.
And we're gonna give out some of the, top players and moments in Unrivaled that deserve some roses.
All right, so Ros, I'm gonna ask you a question, and I'm gonna see who you're gonna give these roses to.
Okay,
you cool with that? Yeah. All right. I got some questions for you about this Unrivaled since you've been on the ground. Who's the sneakiest team in the standings?
Sneakiest team? You always love some sneaky nonsense. For me, I think if you think about sneaky, 2 teams that would come to mind, Team Vinyl and Team Ros.
Okay.
I'm only saying Team Ros, like these are the defending champs. It's odd to call the defending champs sneaky, but the fact that they just got Angel Reese back, that immediately catapults them into another category because she brings so much instant energy. Instant fierceness. This is the reigning defensive player of the year in Unrivaled. She's coming in and crashing the glass. She's just so tenacious on the glass. It's really a superpower. Her defense, shot blocking, finishing around the rim. Let's check out this clip here, actually, of Angel blocking Jackie Young's shot at the buzzer. This is pretty cool. She actually stops Jackie Young, who's one of the top players in the world, 3 times. First, she moves her feet against a guard. Her feet are what's standing out to me. Then she gets a deflection on the ball, then blocks the pass or shot again. And look at her intensity, man. She just makes you more confident.
I love that. And the beauty is, even though she went behind the 3-point line, she stayed with her. A lot of post players might just stay in the paint she went out there, let the guards get her. Angel Reese stayed right in that play, and that's why she got 3 blocks in how many seconds?
Seconds. I don't know how many, but she got it done. But it's hard to call the defending champs sneaky. They're supposed to be here. So I'm going to go with Team Vinyl because don't forget, they already had this scenario last season. They were the last team to make a playoff spot in this year. That's what happened last season, and they made it all the way to the finals. And I think this team in the Vinyl, they're better than their record shows.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of great individual players, Ryan Howard, Dearica Hamby. But I'm also giving this rose to Ray Burrell,
Really?
who has been fantastic since starting. I think she's low-key carried them into playoffs. Starting the last 6 games, she's been so poised, so confident. Ray and Team Vinyl, okay, y'all are the sneakiest.
All right. I have the miss, but we're going to go into to the next question. What team has the most complete roster, you would say, Roz? Who gets the rose on that?
You could go mist or laces on this one.
Okay.
But I'm going to go with the mist because
That's my team.
Complete roster, yes. Like Alicia Gray and Brianna Stewart have been MVP candidates, you know? But it's crazy. Arike Ogunbowale could be their X factor off the bench.
This is Arike coming off the bench, guys.
Like, she's still a star player. This is a superstar who I think has been super humble, really respects her teammates, likes them, and is willing to come off the bench and play that role. But don't get it twisted. She can absolutely fill up that stat sheet.
Oh.
So they have that. And then I'm also going to show love to Veronica Burton. I think their guard play is really elite. Veronica Burton is someone who makes good things happen on the basketball court in the sense that she leads the league in steals. We know she takes a lot of pride on defense, but she's great on offense.
Yeah.
She's coming off the bench. She's still top 10 in assists.
Easy.
And as a guard, she's an excellent rebounder. So I think they've got a really nice roster, not to mention Lee Rue. I'm going to give that rose to the Mist for that. But how about the Laces? Okay. They also have a very nice, complete roster. Shout out to Slim, Brittany Sykes, Jackie Young. They've been fantastic in Unrivaled play. But they also might have the most potential as a defensive unit. Like all of them players lock up. But I got to show you this clip because I got a rose for Tiffany Hayes. And it's not what you might expect. I got a rose for Tiffany Hayes because she might be the most smooth player at Unrivaled. Check this out. Like, this is her hitting the game winner.
Oh, yeah.
And she just like, how does she know where the camera is? It was so perfect. She gives them the gun.
I mean, she is the most smooth player who was her vet for so long. I mean, we're not going to toot any horns over
you
here.
were her vet? You were Tiff's vet?
Only in Atlanta. But
oh, that's true.
I will say what I love to see in this clip is that players seem to be having fun at Unrivaled. They don't have that pressure like they do in the systems of a lot of the coaches in the WNBA. They get to go and do their branding deals and they get to go travel, come back, play. Like, that is the life. That's the way basketball should be.
Yeah,
and you see it.
I couldn't agree more. I think that's one of the recipes for success for Unrivaled. The players are having a lot of fun.
They're having
Tiffany
fun.
Hayes.
Tiffany, you got your rose.
For being the smoothest and the coolest. My God.
Smoothest and coolest. Roz, best dynamic duo.
This is a very easy one. It's Kelsey Plum and Aaliyah Boston.
Of course.
KP and AB on Team Phantom. They've brought the best out of each other. Let me give I guess I have to give 2 roses.
You got to give 2.
Because you guys have been the dynamic duo of Unrivaled. Kelsey Plum has 67 total assists.
Kelsey.
On the season. And 40 of those assists at the time of this taping, 40 of them are going to Aaliyah Boston. So 60% of her assists are to AB. And Aaliyah Boston, she has been fantastic this entire season 2 of Unrivaled. Talk about a jump. I mean, she's in conversations for MVP, but could you talk about her as most improved? Last year in year 1, Aaliyah Boston averaged 6 points per game on 49% field goal shooting. And this year in year 2, she's averaging 20 points per game on 56% field goal shooting. From 6 to 20 points per game, that's crazy. I think that's
big jump.
Wonderful connection with Kelsey Plum, but also AB's doing her big one. She's been great in Unrivaled.
All right, guys, what are you guys doing in the off season? I'm gonna have to get in these conversations. All right, because that's a great dynamic duo. Has anyone been better than Chelsea Gray though?
The answer is no. Chelsea Gray honestly has been dominating Unrivaled. At this point, she's the reigning champion with the Rose. She's the reigning finals MVP from last season. She just won the one-on-one competition and $200,000. She just came off of the drama and the big shots of literally propelling the Rose into the playoffs. Like, this is a team that it was not a given. They had a game where they could take it into their own hands and a win would send them into the playoffs. And Chelsea Gray comes up with 10 threes.
Oh my God.
Which is record setting or tying. and the game-winning bucket as well to send her team into the playoffs. Every single bucket she gave, they needed.
And did she not win the 1-on-1?
Yeah, girl.
All the things?
She did all the things.
Hitting the buckets.
I'm giving her, I might have to
getting
give
all the
you, Chelsea, you get the rest of the roses.
Chelsea just won the 200,000 1-on-1. You got to take us to lunch, Chelsea. I mean, my goodness.
Oh, she's the one that got the money. So, but
roses.
Other quick players I just will shout out to that have carried a big load this season. Marina Mabry and the Owls, with Nafisa Collier being injured and Skylar Diggins being injured for a part of the season.
Yeah.
She's been fantastic. We'll always remember her 47 points in Philadelphia.
Oh my gosh.
And how she made all of the women's basketball world feel that night. I'm going to shout out Monique Billings of the Hive. She is tied for the lead in double-doubles at Unrivaled with Aaliyah Edwards. And her consistency and motor has really stood out in Unrivaled play. Last but not least, Paige Beckers. You might be like, well, what's the shout out with Paige we already knew?
Right.
I think she really solidified that she's the real deal. Girl is a bucket, and she makes a lot happen for others. She's super confident, super savvy, against the best. She knows how to do it. So, she's top 3 in points and assists. So that's the real deal.
I love it. I'll give a little shout out to Alicia Gray, who's been a quiet MVP level. She's been scoring 26 points over the most recent games. She's leading the miss statistically. So I'm going to give a little shout out to Alicia Gray. We see you, girl.
We're going to get into postseason awards maybe next week. Speaking of next week, we are going to be covering all sorts of Unrivaled playoffs, and also Athletes Unlimited Championship Week as well. As a player will be named champion of Athletes Unlimited. And guess what? Angel and I are hitting the road. I'm literally, as soon as we finish taping this show, I'm on a plane to Nashville. I'm heading to Athletes Unlimited. I'm gonna go catch some of their action over there. Very exciting 5-on-5 play there and individual tracking. And then Angel and I will be in Miami.
Woo-hoo. You see, I got my shades ready, y'all.
Yeah, she looks ready for Miami. But Angel and I will be in Miami. We'll be on site for the Unrivaled Championship itself. So we'll be coming to you live from those two as soon as those leagues end. It's college basketball.
Oh my God, let's get the college hoops.
It never ends. Oh my God, Angel, to close out this segment, I'm going to give my first thorn of court vision. It's not all roses here, babe. I'm going to give my first thorn. You want to know what the thorn is?
Yeah, who's it?
Airport travel. Do not play with us. Do not play with us at the airport, y'all, because we trying to hit the road. We trying to catch these games. We trying to catch the end of the seasons. We will see you there for the championship weeks coming up at these leagues. We got it all coming to you at Court Vision. All right, y'all. Let's dive into some college hoops. We will be diving deeper and deeper into college hoops as we are heading into that March Magic type of time of the year. Let's look at the top 25 team rankings. And at the top, you'll see number 1 is undefeated UConn. They just had the most emotional senior day, Angel. Like that's the latest thing I just took from them. So AZ Fudd graduates, and this is the people's princess.
Yeah.
And what I took from it was, usually on senior night, the seniors are crying, but literally the underclassmen were inconsolable.
Oh my God.
They needed to be comforted, and they are really gonna miss their seniors. And I think it says a lot about AZ, right?
No, that says a lot about AZ. I don't remember, did any of the younger classmen cry when you left? I don't remember that.
I know I was boohooing.
We were boohooing, but was the younger kids didn't?
I honestly remember it as something that the seniors are usually really tearful.
Yeah.
I think it said a lot about the underclassmen reacting that way, about the program and about the fight to be there. I know there's more here, but I'll just focus in on AZ. You think about this young lady who spent most of her career injured, lower body injuries from the knee to the ankle to everything over and over, and almost potential not realized. And finally, last season, she comes back and joins an overall much healthier UConn team that wins the championship. And she's phenomenal in the Final Four, wins the tournament most outstanding player in the Final Four with the championship. And it's storybook right there, but continues to bet on herself and wanting to finish this out her way.
Yeah.
And decides to come back another year at UConn. And so far, it's really gone exactly as you would hope it would, or as she would, in the sense that she's undefeated. She's having career highs in points, assists, steals, and 3-point percentage. Her confidence is up. Her draft stock is up. I think she got to prove exactly who she is as a player.
Absolutely. Well, due to NIL, kids are going to use all their years. Thank God for NIL. But it just shows her character as a person, that the younger classmen, that's what I was saying. I never remember any younger classmen crying. It was just oh, you did such a great job. But they weren't crying,
Right,
so
right.
that just shows the type of leader she is and that she has that emotional connection with her teammates. And that's a beautiful thing to see.
Moving on to number 2 as we pop into UCLA. They claimed the regular season conference championship outright for the Big Ten for the first time ever in program history. And they went undefeated in Big Ten play. So shout out to UCLA. They had a senior night as well. Shout out to Lauren Betts, Kiki Rice, Gabriela Jaquez, graduate students, Charlize Ledger-Walker, Angela Dugalich, and Gianna Neepkins.
Quietly dangerous team. Okay.
I don't think it's that quiet.
I think they like a sneaky dangerous team.
What's sneaky about number 2 and undefeated in conference play and only one loss? This is the problem with the media.
Let me tell you something. They don't get
head coach Corey Close yelled at us for not having enough coverage around her team.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
they don't get the coverage like they supposed to.
Exactly, I agree.
And I live here in California, and everybody was at the USC games. They weren't at the UCLA games. They were ranked number 1. And I get the hype over there at USC. I get that. That's what I'm saying. They're quiet because they're not in all the hype and all of that. So they're coming. They have been to the Final Four. They've been disappointed. They don't want to feel that again. They are dangerous. You don't want to see UCLA in this March Madness.
Yeah, they're super experienced and veteran and talented. That team also has the Final Four experience that they didn't have last year.
Yep.
And they won't be shell-shocked if they make it there again. I very much feel that they can win this championship.
And they about to get all the coverage in a minute.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to South Carolina at number 3. South Carolina got a win over Ole Miss, and that means they secured a share at minimum of the SEC regular season conference title. Mm-hmm. This would be their 5th straight SEC conference title, 10th in 13 years.
Wow.
They didn't have a big celebration. There wasn't any dancing on the court, and that's because they want to win the title outright, which they have a chance to do when they play Missouri. And Dawn Staley said this. I thought this was a really useful quote. Dawn said, hopefully we can get that done Thursday, and we'll make sure we jump around then because it's an incredible feat to win in this conference, meaning the SEC. And I couldn't agree more. The SEC at this moment in the latest top 25 rankings has 9 teams in the top 25. 5 are in the top 7. So it's basically UConn and then UCLA and then SEC. It's SC, Texas, Vanderbilt, LSU, Oklahoma.
Oh my God.
Not to mention Kentucky, Ole Miss, Alabama, Georgia. Jeez. I mean, it's crazy how tough that conference is and how it's a gauntlet to go through it. Very different journey than like a UConn who is going through a Big East where there's no other team in the top 25. That's not to say it's not incredibly hard to go undefeated.
Yeah.
And win the games you're supposed to win. That's a different type of challenge. But boy, the SEC is a beast.
It is a beast. So I get, Dawn, while you're taking the modest route, because this is a beast and you got to just tell your girls, let's try to win this thing because, man, all those teams, it is not an easy road.
Yeah, you better.
You know, Angel, there's multiple ways to win in college basketball. You know, some teams have a star and everything depends on them to make it happen. Yeah. But some of the greatest teams, they have a system. They got a culture of winning and everyone's buying into their role to make sure that they're stronger together. And South Carolina, to me, is the definition of being stronger together. They just claimed at least a share of their 5th straight SEC regular season title. And, you know, this is clearly a culture of greatness. It's not about me, it's about buy-in, you know, to the team and achieving what is the highest level of success possible. And that often makes it all worth it. So, okay, we'll look at an example this year. Tania Latson, she transferred into South Carolina after leading the entire NCAA in scoring last season at Florida State. And as a freshman and sophomore, she was top 15. This season, guess where she is in the scoring rankings?
Where?
179th.
No way.
Averaging 14 points per game. So it makes you think about like sacrifice versus having a chance at a slice of a greater pie. You understand what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this, Ros. If you were a star, would you ride the bench for Dawn Stanley if it meant winning?
Well, I think for Tania Latson, she already did all the individual stuff. Like that was already proven what she could do. You know what I'm saying? Like she came to South Carolina with a goal to play for bigger opportunities, bigger chances to go deeper in the tournament, for the chip, for the trophy. You know, like that's what she was missing, and she's getting exactly that. So I think she moved with a purpose and is having that, and it looks different. Her success looks different. I actually think it's quite valuable for her because, you know, going to the pros, you may not be someone who comes in and gets to take 20 shots a night.
Right.
You may be someone who has to fit in as a rookie in a system, and you want to show that you can do that at a high level against all of the other best players in the country. You know, I'll flip it back to you.
Yep.
Because I think about your journey, Angel. You decided to go to Louisville, which at the time was not necessarily one of the powerhouses of women's basketball
Not at all.
yet.
Yeah.
But by the time you finished, Louisville ended up in the Final Four with your UConns, your Stanfords, your Oklahoma at the time. We were there at the same Final Four together.
Yep.
And you ended up graduating as the #1 draft pick.
Yeah.
So let's say in your freshman year, if you didn't see the immediate success you wanted and you had the transfer portal and you decided to transfer to a top school, maybe it wouldn't have played out the same way as staying and building.
No, I agree with you with that. Now, an 18-year-old Angel was totally ready to transfer when she was missing workouts and being late and just was an immature freshman trying to find her way, and everybody was so hard on her. Yeah, I would have transferred immediately. That was going to happen. The coach actually said at the time, Tom Collin, I'm sending her a one-way ticket back to Baltimore. So that I did struggle. And so, but a 21-year-old Angel who stuck it through the ups and downs and paved her way and then became a #1 draft pick, I would not have become a #1 draft pick had I transferred and bounced around. So sometimes it does take getting through that storm of getting to that success. And isn't that how most success stories happen? Going through the storm?
Yeah.
So I would say that sometimes I understand the portal, but sometimes sticking through it has a more beneficial success.
Absolutely. And to take it back to South Carolina, like hearing your testimony and taking it back to them, you see a team, I can just look at the stats right now for this team. I mean, Joyce Edwards is having a phenomenal second season, but they have 5 players averaging double digits on this team. No player plays more than 30 minutes. Like South Carolina has individual great players, but also certainly does this as a team.
Yeah.
And they're stronger together.
And guess what? Don't think that players and scouts don't see that. We know that this player can score 30 points anywhere else. We know basketball. We see through it. So the fact that these players are that unselfish, those are players I want to draft immediately.
Absolutely.
Just off that. And this is Stronger Together, presented by Planet Fitness.
Yeah, you better. Yeah, you better.
Guys, before we end the show here, we must make mention and pay respects to a beloved member of the basketball community that we lost. Kara Braxton. She was 43 years old, and she was a special member of the basketball community, especially in Oregon, where she grew up. Her teammates remember her as a loving mother of her 2 sons, Jaylani and Dream, with a J. She was a standout player. 8 years in the league. She played for Detroit. She played for Phoenix and New York. She won 2 championships in 2006 and 2008 with the Detroit Shock, and she was an all-star in 2007. She undoubtedly helped push the league forward, and our thoughts are with her family and with her and everyone who had the privilege of knowing her. And may Kara rest in peace, and may her memory be a blessing.
Absolutely. I'll just say a few words about Kara. I got to know her through my years playing in the WNBA, and just a big teddy bear, just a beautiful soul, so kind, so soft, and was just a beast on the court. And actually got to know her off the court. She lived in Atlanta, so she lived very close to my parents. My mom and dad would bump into her at Walmart in Union City area. And I just really feel for her 2 sons who are teenagers now, and for her family. She had a sister who was always around the WNBA as well. But I just want to extend my condolences to her family, and anything we can do to help and be there to make anything better for you guys. We are here. And rest in peace, Kara. We love you.
All right, y'all, that's a wrap. That'll do it for our first episode of Court Vision. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to continue to get better and better and smoother and smoother.
Oh, yeah.
We want to hear from you, and we're just going to keep bringing it for y'all. Don't forget, too, we're heading on the road. We're going to be in the streets at Athletes Unlimited and Unrivaled for the championships. And then after that, we are diving heavy into college basketball and the CBA. We will be following with y'all with each update on what's happening with the WNBA. So there's so much hoops to talk about, Angel.
Yeah.
Subscribe, follow, like, all the things. Get in the comments section with us. We're building this thing from the ground up. New home, new show. Thank you for being here. We'll catch you next time.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys soon.
Yeah, you better.